Hello, everyone. We hope this letter finds you well and at the end of a joyous 2019. It was another eventful year for us O'Briens. We had a trip to Peru, a 4-week road trip, pets come and go, and a bilingual baby that has taken over everyone's camera roll. Dad is still working with Neopost, now called Quadient. I think he's been there for 16 years. He was with his prior company, GBC, for about 16 years as well. What a loyal guy. He spends his weekdays in Connecticut selling high-tech lockers to college campuses and finds his way down the shore every weekend to walk the boardwalk with Mom. The Lavalette house overwent a severe makeover this winter. We look back at old pictures of the place and say, oh my God, in the same way we do when we look back at pictures of Luke from ages 10 to 13. After the usual hosting of family and everyone's 10 to 20 friends at the beach, Susie, Pops, and Chris went on a 4-week road trip vacation. They went up to Toronto, then to Buffalo, Boise, Park City, and San Francisco to see their grandson. In July, we had to say goodbye to our good pal and wonderful pet, Zimmer. He was the first pet our family ever had, and we couldn't have asked for a better dog. He was quiet and patient, and all he ever wanted to do was lay down right on top of your feet. He also hated the intro and outro music to Dr. Phil so much, Mom hasn't watched an episode of that since 2005. And for that, we thank Zimmer. Okay, on to the individual updates. Courtney and Brett celebrated Ike's first birthday in March, and then in July announced that he's becoming a big brother next year. Ike is growing up fast. He's got cute blonde hair, a big smile, and some killer breakdance moves. He's not even 2 years old yet, but don't tell him that. He thinks he's just another one of the adults. You're more likely to find him pushing the stroller than being pushed in it. He doesn't need a high chair, and don't you dare sit him at the kids' table. Basically, he's Courtney 2.0. Though, when in front of a crowd, he turns into a people pleaser just like his father. I mentioned it earlier and it wasn't a joke. Ike is bilingual. His au pair and best friend, Nani, is from Brazil and has taught him Portuguese and breakdance moves. Court has taken a job with Uber. She hates it. Brett is still with GoPro. He likes it. The other day I visited Ike and he cuddled next to me, officially declaring me his favorite aunt, uncle, human, person, everything. I'm Ike's favorite. Elizabeth temporarily forgot how to read. No, I'm kidding, that's not true. She did get robbed again though. This time they broke into her car, not her apartment. So we're improving. That's 2 times in 2 years. Maybe this whole Oakland isn't that bad anymore narrative shouldn't be allowed to be said. Ritzy just got back from vacationing in Spain with her boyfriend Hunter. They saw buildings and sidewalks and streets and a bunch of other stuff that is more unique and specific to Spain. She recently started a master's degree program in mindfulness for educators and is still teaching at an elementary school. But will soon be saying goodbye and moving to Denver with Hunter. Denver has 34 crimes per 1,000 residents, compared to Oakland's 74. So this may be a good way to avoid the robberies. Thank you, Hunter. Of course, there were a plethora of scary hikes and sleeping next to bears and strangers with their hiking partner Tracy. After covering the West Coast, they decided to risk their lives on the East Coast in Maine and Nova Scotia. Lucas Mucus is a junior at Miami University of Ohio. He's gotten really big into charcoal sketching, but refuses to show anyone what he draws. He simply walks out of the room with blackened hands and tears in his eyes and says, "That one came out wonderful." He was accepted into the entrepreneurship program, which is ranked 5th in the nation. In October, he purchased 10 ducks, sold 9 for a profit, then kept 1 for himself. Like I said, 5th in the nation. He rarely responds in the family group chat, but also often sends pictures to us that aren't meant for us. His beard is coming in nicely, and he has a new girlfriend named Gabby, short for Gab Abby. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention her in the letter. I am writing this letter from mine and Katie's new apartment in Manhattan. That's right. After spending 29 years of my life actively talking shit about the city and demanding I would never live here, I'm here. It's actually quite nice. Who would have thunk it? With the support from Katie, my parents, Katie's parents, my siblings, and a close group of friends, I was able to start a successful business with zero knowledge of how to start a business. My best friend Jake and I spend every day talking about the Yankees and baseball, and basically, that's the job. It's a family affair. Luke interned for me over the summer and is now a producer and salesman. Caitlin is keeping the books and managing the office. And like I said, I am sitting in a chair and talking about the Yankees and baseball as my full-time job. It is the thing I've practiced doing most of my life, though, so it works out. That about wraps it up. Thanks for reading. I hope it's not too hard to decipher the jokes from the real updates. If so, just give my mom a call. She's a phone call enthusiast. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from the O'Briens.